Hello everybody, welcome back to Art Symbol Studios. We're gonna look at this oil sticks today. I've got the R&F. I also have a couple of the Sennelier for the comparison, and I haven't tried those Shiva ones. I've heard that they're drier and I wanted my sticks to be creamier. According to everything that I've read, the R&F is the creamiest and one of the best kinds out there. Although we'll see if the Sennelier or is it this one. I think these are a little creamier, but maybe for different things you can use different sticks. The set that I got is the Painter's Dozen Set 2. I like that it had more of a kind of a neutral and pastel colors. So we're going to look at the colors, we're going to look at the properties, we're going to look at some of the things that you can do with this, and we're going to make a painting and see what comes out of it. So what are these guys? These are wax, linseed oil, and pigments kind of pressed together. Really, it's an oil in a stick is what it is. So to open this and use this, you need to remove the top layer because this is so fresh and creamy. It's still not dry, but you can still draw with this. But when it dries, it creates this little like piece of film on top of the stick to prevent it from further drying. And it's doing the same thing when you put it on a canvas. It's going to, there you go. It's going to dry. See, it's not even, it's just fresh. It's just way fresh. So it has, these are handmade. These have pigment information on them. They're pretty heavy. They're much larger than the oil stick, like the oil pastel stick. They have light fastness. There is the series on it and the name of the color. So let's look at all of the colors that come in this set. Let's check out all of the colors that came in this set. Oh, this one's a little dry. So all you do is you just want to remove this dry layer and it's ready to paint. So there's a little bit of the waste, but not too bad. This seems pretty opaque. That one's titanium, unbleached titanium. And the next one we have cerulean gray. Let's see if it's, yeah, this one's. I'm gonna remove. See how it comes off? It's just a little like shavings. I don't know what to call them. Just like a little film. It's very, very creamy. And then the next one we have green gold pale. So dry. It's like the bottom is not as dry as the top for some reason. There you go. A little bit off. And olive yellow. Whoops. I'm losing the olive yellow. There you go. And then permanent green. I think this one is, yeah, this one didn't dry. So this must dry longer, just in general, I think. And then we have ultramarine blue pale. This one's also didn't dry. I didn't have to remove the film. And then the next one we have, oh, this is beautiful, tallow green pale. cobalt teal. This also takes a while to dry. And I have Still the Grain. I'm not sure what that is. I think, yeah, this one's a little dry on top. Okay, I'm making a mess. I'm making a mess. Beautiful. Then we have Turkey Red. Magenta Earth. This needs to... And we have the Blue Ochre. It's also needs cleaning. And so this is all the colors that come on the set. Very creamy. Some are more transparent than others, but I think you just need to know what properties they'll have. So let's see if I want to mix a purple. I don't see a purple here. Let's see if we can mix a color. So we have a magenta, and I think I'm gonna add some teal. And you guys see how it is? It's like a lipstick. And it goes pretty far. I don't know if I got a purple out of it. So you can use this with blending stick. It comes in two different categories. One has a drying agent, and this one is just a blending stick. And the blending stick works just like oil pastels blending sticks. What it does, it allows you to extend the color. So if I put a little bit of the color on, I make it a little bit more transparent as well. And then I put the stick on. See how it just adds this waxiness back into it, and you can make it very, very sheer. Another way to use this is with a brush. So I can take a brush right on it, on the stick, and then apply it to my canvas. This is the oil paper, by the way. I made a sketchbook out of it. You can also use linseed oil, and I'm guessing any kind of oil mediums. Okay. So I can take a little bit of the linseed oil on my brush, and this will just get a little bit more pigment on the brush. And I can make this very, very detailed strokes if I need to. I can also just go in and blend with the brush, because it is staying oily and wet for a while, and you have time to go blend. But the beauty of this, rather than oils are drying for about a month, these are gonna dry in about a day or two. So I have the Sennelier oil stick just for the comparison. It's already dried on top, and I think this one is easier to just get it off with like a little knife. Maybe like a palette knife is better than this one, because I don't want to waste too much product when I remove it. That way it doesn't like come off on the paper in a large quantity. So it is also, I didn't remove enough to show you, but it is also very, very creamy. These guys, the R&F ones, are a lot creamier than the Sennelier, but Sennelier is still really, really good. And it is a little bit cheaper. It also does the same thing. You can blend this. If you don't want, if you're afraid of the pigments, I usually blend this wearing the gloves, just to make sure there's no harm. So you can also use the palette knife, of course, and you just take a little chunk on a palette and you can start mixing it. I'm just going, I don't have a white in this set, but I have this unbleached titanium, so I'm going to take a little bit of this and we're just going to mix in a little bit of the color. Can you see what I'm mixing? And we can create a new color. And then you can either apply it with the brush, palette knife, but clearly at this point you don't have a stick available anymore, or the paint available in the stick form. But here's your mixed color. I didn't mix like different color, but just to give you an example of the usage of this. And you can of course make it, see how it has body to it already. You can of course add other mediums in this to make it even thicker, but you can make it look like real thick oil paint because of the creaminess, because I can like go hard and put on a lot of the pigment on a paper right away or on a canvas. You can create those impasto kind of effects and the thickness. R&F Oil Sticks, made out of wax, linseed oil, and pigments. They're conveniently shaped into the stick so you can apply them directly onto the canvas, just like pencil. It is wonderful, beautiful, and I don't know why I didn't know about this years ago. It has various opacity for different colors with this particular brand. You have to check on each stick or you have to check on their website. It layers, but I think it's better for you to wait for a layer to dry first and then go with an additional layer on top of that because of blendability. Blends beautifully, wonderfully, like butter. I don't know, like a creamy, creamy lipstick. It is unbelievable. It stays wet for a while, so you have time to go over and over. So don't overblend. It blends. It is loaded with pigment. It is super, super, super creamy. And the way that it lays down on your surface is just super, super smooth. There's no like those white spots. The pigment is gonna go everywhere. It dries within a day or two. There's also some information on their website for different pigments. Some take longer to dry than others, so you have to watch out for that a little bit. Otherwise, it's still going to dry a lot faster than the oil, and that's the beauty of these things. There are blending sticks available, and there are some mediums available as well in this brand. Some of those have drying agents added, and like you can buy a blending stick or blending stick with a drying agent. So when you put that into your color, it's going to dry faster. Overall, there are 94 colors available. They come in 38, 100, and 108 mils. Price-wise, they are way up there. They're pricey. So when you look at their website, I think the blender, because it doesn't have any pigment, is the like $10, but the rest, the smaller size 38 ml come from 12 to 23 US dollars, and it goes up to $76 for 188 ml size. Surface. You can use pretty much anything, of course, that you would use for oils. You can even put this on paper. However, it's not very durable. I saw some of the examples that came from like 20 years ago. It ruins the paper completely if it's not sized correctly. So basically it will like mold underneath and disintegrate the paper. So if you want to do like quick sketches or something like that for some reason, you can definitely do that. Otherwise, you need to prime your paper. You just need to put 2 layers of gesso and you're good to go. So for the application, of course, you can draw it like the pencil. You can apply it with the brush. You can apply it with the palette knife. You can mix the colors on your palette, like take one chunk from one stick and another and go for it. You can add mediums for texture. It's pretty versatile. So I definitely didn't get it for like creating full paintings, even though some of the artists do. I've got those to go on top of my acrylic paintings just for some either like blending something out or some additional details. And when you put this on a canvas where you already have a layer of acrylics and everything is dry, it kind of goes... depending on the canvas, it could go on with a little bit of texture, so not like completely, because you want a light line somewhere. You can take your finger and you just like go over it and it smoothes everything out and pushes it into the canvas, and it's perfect. It's wonderful. It's awesome for that. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe. Love to all and have a great day.